Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of our Senior Fireside Chats. I'm June, and today we're joined by a very special guest. His name is, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Garry Johnson. I live in Fort Worth, Texas.
And he is an accountant and financial expert. So today we've prepared a few questions that he's going to answer and share with us all. So going right into the first question, what are some tips or good financial practices people my age should be making?
Probably the biggest one is to be very careful about getting into debt at an early age. The debt can stay with you for your lifetime, and it can get very expensive. So the biggest tip would be to stay out of debt, to try to live on a cash basis. As a part of that, you probably want to try to set aside about 10% of your annual income into a savings account, your rainy day fund, if you want to put it that way, for any emergencies that come up. Or if you lose your job, you'll have something to kind of fall back on. Those are some of the big things right now. Some other things that would help you is as young people are out looking for jobs, to look at the benefits package that the companies are offering. Pay is part of it, but the overall benefits package can add 40% onto what your salary is. Those other things would be like medical insurance. That's a big one to look for, is medical insurance. But some type of savings plan. Today, most of the companies offer 401k, which is a financial instrument approved by the government where you can put money aside, and the company a lot of times will match it. The company I'm with right now, I put 8% aside, and the company actually matches it 18%.
Wow.
That's probably one of the more generous ones that are out there. Most of them you can do up to 6%, and they'll match up to the 6%. Some will only match up to half of that, 3%. But it does accumulate. The big thing is start as early as you can about saving your money in one of these tax-deferred type of vehicles, so that it'll reduce your tax burden on what you have now, but it also, the income as it grows over time, it really will start adding up as you get older into more towards savings for when you want to retire. A lot of these plans now are very mobile. So if you're one, a lot of the young people today, they seem to like to change jobs, looking for the next promotion, the next big thing they want to do. But a lot of these you can move with you, or you can actually roll them over into like an IRA vehicle and use that to continue saving, or to keep the funds that you've already saved safe and growing over a period of time. But compound interest it works magic as you're getting into it.
Yeah, I really like the part where you made sure to say that don't only look at your base salary, but to look for benefits as well. Because I think many people my age might overlook it, and if they do overlook it, it could be a huge negative for them. So, thank you for that.
Yep.
Yeah. Moving on to our second question. This pertains to me especially as well. Many teens are worried about student loans and being able to pay for college. Do you have any suggestions on what types of student loans students should take out, or how they should take it out?
That's a pretty hard one. As expensive as college is today, nearly everybody has to have student loans. My wife and I are actually still paying on student loans for our children who went through college. We got out, they were called parent loans. For part of their schooling, they did a lot of the loans themselves, and they're still paying on them as well. The federal backed loans are the easiest to obtain, but they also have, in today's market, a pretty high interest rate. A lot of them are charging 5-6% interest, so they can accumulate very quickly. It can take a long time to pay them off, because they only make you pay off. They finance them out over 20 years. So it can take a long time to pay those off, so they stay on your credit report for a long time. But the other side of it is, one thing that we found out, especially with our youngest son, is there are lots of other ways to get money for college. There are a lot of grants out there that go untouched by students, but they have to take the time to go and research those grants. Each college or university will have a student aid section, and normally they'll have books of grants that are available. They can be local grants, they can be for the state, they can be federal grants, and it may just take as much as writing a little essay or something about yourself and your aspirations, your goals and dreams. But those can actually add up very quickly. My son, he's a veterinarian. He went through Texas A&M and got his degree, and it took him 7 years instead of 8. But he had one girl that went through with him that she just applied for grants the whole time, through undergraduate and through the graduate program, and she came out of school without owing any money at all.
Wow.
But it was, she spent 2 or 3 hours a day looking for these grants. They might be $500, $1,000, but they all added up over time. So that's one thing that students today need to look at. Like right now with the COVID impacts that are going on in the United States, all the federal loans are frozen. They're not accumulating interest, and we're not having to make payments. You can continue to make payments, and it goes straight to the principal portion of it. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, student loans is probably one of the big hot topics, and they can get you in debt really quick. So just be careful. But the grants is one thing, and then work-study programs where you actually work on campus, and those are good because the schools will normally work with you around your schedules.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Because I know people, when they think about applying to colleges, that looming mass known as student debt is always a huge worry for everyone. And I know a lot of my friends are just worried because that stays with you, right, for a long time, like you said.
For a long time, yeah.
And it's one of those things where you kind of want to forget, but then again, Yeah.
You got to do all your financial plannings and start a budget and put in there. Even in college, start your little budget and keep track of it.
Well, moving on to our final question. So, what would you say is the one greatest financial mistake people my age make?
I think probably the one greatest mistake is, especially after they get out of college, you'll start getting all these offers for credit cards. And you'll start getting credit cards, you'll start using them. You think just a little bit at first, but then it starts adding up. Then you may go get another credit card because you're starting to max out. And whenever you max out a credit card and you pay it off, they're going to increase how much you can borrow on the credit card. They're going to increase the limits for each one. But those credit cards are normally anywhere from 15 to 22% interest on them. So when you think it's a good thing, you're just deferring the payments on it, but it can really harm you as you move forward. I've seen a lot of young people that get caught up in that trap as far as the credit cards. That's the biggest thing. And then the other thing kind of goes back to the first one. Look at the whole package when you're looking for a job. I mean, a lot of young people today, when they come out of college, they decide, well, I don't want to be tied down with one job, so I'm going to be a contractor. I'm going to contract for certain jobs. And that's great. It gives you a lot of mobility, a lot of flexibility, but it doesn't get you a lot of times the benefits that you want. They may have to offer you medical benefits, but they normally won't let you participate in any kind of 401k savings plan or vacation time or anything like that.
I see. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing all your knowledge with us. I'm pretty sure people my age are going to benefit a lot, and actually everyone out there who's listening, because this kind of stuff, it doesn't matter how old you are, it's always important, I think. So
it is very much so. Yes.
All right. Well, to our viewers, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out our website at talktogap.com. Additionally, if you want to join us on one of these episodes, send me an email at talktogap@gmail.com. Thank you, and bye-bye.